Hello everyone, my name is Untitled. I'm from Spintso, and today I have the great pleasure of introducing the brand new S1 referee watches. We're going to start today by showing you the S1 Pro, which is of course an upgraded version of our Retro Pro watch. You can start by the unboxing. When we open it inside, we have the brand new Spintso S1 referee watch. As you can see, the start page will present to you how my pulse is right now, 63, and how many steps I've taken during the day and how much calories I have burnt. Well, if you don't like this background, you can just hold your finger in and we can slide, select another one. This being a smartwatch enables us also to get notifications to the watch. And if, let's say that someone is calling, for instance, you will get that notification in the phone. By sliding up the finger, we can see that we have the Spintso referee modes. We have a sport mode, which enables tracking through different kinds of sports. We also have a heart rate and a blood pressure monitor. If we continue, we can set the different kinds of notifications from the watch, if we would like to have alarms, as well as timer and weather. And this is a smartwatch, yes, but this is a referee watch. And what we are really passionate about is showing you the referee modes. So we have the interval training, a stopwatch, and of course the actual referee watch, as well as some activity records, which we'll go into a little bit further. An example of setting up the Pro 1. Here we can select that we have 2 periods. We're going to have 45 minutes each, and the break time is going to be 50 minutes. The indication of this watch is going to be how much strength I want in the vibration. I want the max. What kind of indication do I want to use when starting or stopping my timer? In my case, I would like to choose the double press. And for the youth, we also have the indication of choosing them some team colors and some other functions which I would like to show you inside the actual youth mode. Here we can see that when we start the game, we will get presented in a classic Spintso design. It's clear, and we can see the total remaining time and the additional time. Everything will be controlled now from a single button control. So if I do the double press with a setting to the settings, we can now see that the game has started. Here we have a countdown timer, total timer, and of course, when able, add-on timer. All right, so let's show you the Pro 1. When we start the game, the GPS will start to lock onto position. The screen will lock itself. It becomes single button controlled, and all notifications from your phone are blocked. Everything is controlled by one button. And of course, through any settings, you can set up whichever kind of game that you would like. In this case, I have set the Pro 2 to 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So what's the difference between a youth mode then? Well, if we start the youth mode here, we can also see that in the bottom of the watch, we have 2 teams here. This is a mode that is developed for you referees who have a lot of goal scores to keep track of, for example, and also penalty timers, which can be set into the settings. If I will start the timer here, it kind of works like a classic Spintso watch. We have the remaining time, which is shown presently. But if we press the button now, we can go into the youth mode menu. Here we can register either if we have a goal from a guest, goal from a home, if we want to pause the match, add on any penalty timer, for example, or if I accidentally did something wrong, we can undo the last. The penalty timer will be shown here, and if we have multiple penalties, which we of course hope we do not, then they will start showing after each other. After either a game or a training is complete, it will be stored into an activity record inside both the watch and also be synchronized to your app. Let's take, for example, here I started a game which for the complete match ran for 10 minutes. I went 1.2 kilometers. I had a pulse of 88 or a medium pulse, and my highest was at 106. We can either take out the set or see the record from a complete match, a single period if we're more interested in that, an active time, and of course an event log. Here we can see my kickoff time when the time was stopped. And if we are in the youth mode, we can also see when the goal was scored as well as any penalties given. So let's show you the interval training. In the settings here, we can set up what kind of training that we would like, how many periods we will have, what kind of time there's going to be in active resting and active training, what kind of rest time you would like to have in between those sets, and the indication. As you can see in the bottom here, we have some live health data as our heartbeat, our speed that we are running or walking in, and of course how many steps that we are taking. So lastly, we have a simple but a very good stopwatch. This one I use to practice at the gym, for example. It's the same thing here. It's going to become an activity record which will be presented in the watch and the app. So once you get your watch, you can download the Spintso watch app through either Google Play or App Store. Once open, you will first pair your watch, and here you will have in the watch menu, you can set up different kinds of settings for the watch. For example, if you want it to be activated by using your wrist. So in the home menu, we have my activities during the day. You can see up here that I have almost walked my goal of 7,000 steps. What my calories burnt have been, how many kilometers I've been walking, my pulse, my blood pressure, my sleep, and my weight is also presented here. If I want to get into further details, I can of course open either one of them. Inside activity record, here we can see my kinds of training, which is presented in yellow, or the games, which is presented in orange. Let's take for an example a game over here. We were presented by steps, the kilometers traveled, the total game here, and we can see from the different kinds of periods as well as the event log. So inside the activity record, both your health and your game statistics will be presented. As you can see here, I've done a little bit of running and a little bit of games. The games are presented in orange while the training is in yellow. This is an example for today. I was just taking a walk at home and my steps were 751. I would get the complete match settings here, what event log I had from the game, as well as my 2 periods set up. In the home menu, we can see my activity during the day basically.